All right, y'all. I've got over half of the uppers down. I told everybody we empty these cabinets, and when I'm taking them down, I'm gonna still find stuff in there. And sure enough, there's glass. Anyway, hey, you know, great tool, cordless, good for what it's doing, but never send a drill to do a screw gun's job. I've got the nose cone off of this right now. Normally it's got this nose cone on it that goes on there, so that way when you hang drywall it sets how deep it goes. But for doing this, I've got the nose cone off because I want to get deep inside the recesses of the cabinet. But this is a screw gun made by Rigid. Awesome brand. Love my Rigid. And this thing's got a lot of torque. It's got so much more torque than the other thing. Yes, you got a cord, but get over it. If you want to get the job done, you want to get it done right, this is a pro tip. Use a screw gun when you're removing screws, or if you're putting screws in something that's heavy duty like cabinets. Don't jack around with a drill, because a drill's made for drilling holes. I mean, yeah, you can screw and unscrew things with it, but not with the torque you can with a screw gun. So anyway, that's pro tip. I'm going to continue on here. Alright, here we go. All the upper cabinets are out. And you can see back in the late 70s, when this was done, these cabinets didn't have backs. It was just right on the drywall. And this is just stained drywall behind them. My cabinets are gonna have wood panel in the back and real wood on the bottom, not this crap that falls apart when it gets wet. The real deal. They're gonna be beautiful and gorgeous. You can see that not a single tile got cracked. No cracks in the mortar joints. Everything came out. Even this little jigsaw puzzle over here, where I had it in there nice and tight. Because it's just how good we are. Quality work in this day and age. Alright, well, continue on. Now, time to get rid of the granite top and the lower cabinets. Disconnect plumbing. And then we'll install cabinets. Alright, so now with the upper cabinets out, we go to removal of the countertops, the granite. This piece right here will probably be the hardest piece to not break. But we know that's gonna break. There's just almost no way. But of course I decided to start with the hardest piece just to see how well it going. Because this was wedged in a corner and it's big. And so you can see I got it loose. And no damage to the tile anywhere. So far so good on that. Alright, there you have it. That big thing is out of here. And I would say that it probably weighs every bit of about, I don't know. What do y'all think? Solid granite. We got it all out here in one piece. Me and my son and my 17-year-old daughter. Go girls. Girl power. Tell you what, she's not afraid. Alright, cabinets are all out. No damage to any of the tile. They all came out fine. That and the tops, everything. That's a cleanup, boy. It gets dirty under stoves. There's our culprit area where we had our leaks. I'm about to do some drywall repair there. I put some primer on there. I also primed a copper pipe there with Rust-Oleum, keep it from corroding anymore. So hopefully I'll never do it again. So anyway, that's where we're at. So I do this drywall patch and then install the cabinets. Oh, looks like somebody put the family names on the wall. Uh-oh. Anyway. Sure looks roomy in here now. Alright, so here we are so far with the cabinets. Got that upper up there. Lower cabinets are down in here. And still got some doors and stuff to do. Got part of the upper cabinets there, and got the corner here. And that corner, still working on cabinets. Got more to come, and an island. This is the new pantry, which is a full pantry. The other one was like a half a thing up here. This will be a full size with adjustable shelves. All these cabinets have adjustable shelves, which the other ones did not, and there will be doors on that, so it's not going to remain open. So anyway, everything's perfectly level, and we'll continue on our journey of putting in cabinets. Little by little, got that one in, this one's secured, that one, and we're getting the Lazy Susan in. That'll be done soon. So first, these are in here. Got shelving in on these now. I still got to get the doors on these and on those uppers up there. And here we go here. This is the magic show here. We got the corner door that goes on there magnetically. And this wonderful thing here. The Lazy Susan. I'm not sure why they call Susan lazy, because she looks like she's doing her job to me. We're good to go. Alright, so quartz is going in tomorrow. I got a little bit of tile stuff that got to do. Because these cabinets were coming out just slightly bigger on this end, and which is good because that means roomier. And and plus the cabinets that were in here before were not square, and these are. Everything is square and level. So looking good so far. Alright guys, so there's always a right way and a wrong way to do everything. As you can see, my tile is short of my new cabinets. Now, I could cut strips 3 inches and do another grout line there and be done with it. And then I'd have a grout line there that doesn't match up with that grout line. But if you see, if I do full tiles in here, like this right here, I just happen to have that matches. It goes far enough that my cabinet will work with that. After I get my toe kick on and everything, it'll be perfect. I only have to cut the end down there for that sliver. So, how do we do that? Well, I'm gonna have to break those tiles up. And the way to do it is cover them, and you smash them with this sledgehammer, mini sledge. But remember guys, boys and girls, always, always, always PPE. Wear your goggles and gloves, for your protection. Isn't that right, Dixie? Yeah, Dixie knows all about it. So she's a professional. Alright, you can see I've got it all broken up. And I'll finish it off with a variety of different size chisels that I've got here in the grout line to get more precise there at the edges. And then you got to clean it all up and then put down some mastic and grout it in and be done. Alright, it's all cleaned up. Scraped up all the mastic from the other tile. Got as close as we can to the grout there. You can see we did not chip or break one single tile that was not supposed to be. Takes a little bit of finesse and practice to be able to get to where you can do that like that. I've replaced tiles in the middle of the floor before without disturbing anything else. So I've got a little bit of experience with this. But you can learn. The other good part about doing it this way is I only have one tile to cut. And there I've made my cut line right there. And the way I'm going to cut this is I'm going to use angle grinder and a diamond blade. This will cut metal, concrete, tile, all kinds of stuff. Rigid, good brand. I like them. I like Rigid. I like a lot of Rigid tools and parts, so they usually tend to be good. So anyway, cut this and then put the mastic down and then fit them in, let them set, and then grout them. Alright, once you got your mastic down, it's time to set tile. They're all laid in there, all level to each other, and put up my barrier to keep the kids and the dogs out of it. I hope that works. My granite guy here. Are in. Family's already started moving in on it. Hurry up and finish this thing up. So, got my sink in. Much nicer than before. I had a little sink and a big sink. Now I got two big sinks. And I'm about to put my drain mechanism in. This goes in down there, and this piece here spins on the bottom of it to tighten it up. But the first thing you want to do is you want to make you a snake out of plumber's putty, and then make that snake into a ring and fix it in that area there or around here, and that will create a tight bond that will be waterproof and leak proof, so that our drain does not leak into our cabinet. Alright, so got the sink installed, got the new faucet, works nicely, pulls out, has the sprayer, nice easy button, pretty solid, works pretty good. At that Home Depot, $89. Pretty good buy. It really worked good. Got my new drain in. Disposal, of course, I've got going set up there. And you can see all my plumbing work all in here. Got my loop there, so that way I got an air gap for the dishwasher. And everything's all set up. Good to go. Now just got to finish up a few other things and get a couple more cabinets in. And the saga continues. As I said before, the cabinets, the original cabinets that were put in, were not put in level. So we put ours in level because that's how you're supposed to do it. And the countertops that were in here before, the granite tops, they made up for the cabinets by leveling with shims. And this is why we've got a gap where our backsplash was. And that is like a major no-no. You are not supposed to shim any kind of stone, because if you shim it, that means that there's gaps, and that means it can crack if there's weight on it. And if someone sat on it or anything, just over time settling, cause it to crack. So ours are attached directly onto the cabinets the proper way. And so I tried miscellaneous different kinds of things to do this, because some of it is much higher gap than others. And the best solution I came up with was these travertine pieces like this. And they are going to go on here. And I will set those on there, and that will trim it out very nicely. Cabinets are all in. We just got the filler and crown to do still, and some filler there, but all the cabinets are in now. And I got my travertine stone molding that I put for the gap where the quartz meets the tile, and you can see how I cut all that in place. They came in 12-inch strips, and I did my best to make them look pretty continual. So you can see how that went pretty nice. You got this caulked in here for the joint at the top, and caulked down here to keep moisture from getting in. That's with clear, so that way you still see the quartz there. So anyway, now gonna do the jig. You know, making jigs here so we can drill holes for the poles that my wife has picked out. And we got some country style miscellaneous poles, and it's gonna be exciting to see what that looks like. Alright guys, I got the cabinets, just need my crown mold is the only thing we're missing. We've got our knobs on. There you go. My wife picked up some really cool country style, old style knobs, all different kinds. Really accents this really nice, brings out the country feel to it. These are shaker style cabinets. What makes these shaker style is these clear lines like this. And what shaker style is shaker style cabinets were built by the Shakers, and also some Amish did these style also, back in the early 1800s, late 1700s. So that's why these are good for doing a country style kitchen, because of the Shakers. The Shakers were an interesting religious group. They were an offshoot of the Quakers, and they left the Quakers because the Quakers were getting a little bit too liberal for them. So they started the Shakers. So anyway, that's what shaker cabinets are, and here we are here. We are very near the end. Just need the crown mold. Back in 1978, a lot of folks just didn't know any better, and they would try to put tape on corners, and this is what happens. Now we know a lot better. And we'll put a piece of corner bead on here and it'll make a nice straight corner. Put some drywall mud on it, and it'll be beautiful. It won't fall apart, and it'll have something for my cabinet trim to go to look a lot better. And that is how you make nice straight corners with corner bead. Unfortunately, with this material shortage going on, I'm still missing my crown, but I'm waiting on that. But I'm ready to paint, and I've got all my cabinetry in. You can see everything is in. We've got our country style kitchen going on. My wife picked out some really cool country style knobs to go with the cabinets. Got the microwave in. Still got to get my filler strips. That's with the crown mold that I'm waiting on. But you can see everything is all put together. A new sink, new microwave to go with the new fridge and everything, and the dishwasher will be getting a new front, and the stove will be changing eventually to a gas range stainless steel. So when all that's done, it'll really be sharp. But here we go for now. Lots of room in this pantry for tons of goodies, all kinds of stuff. Got our farmhouse stuff up there, tractor going, little cookie jar, some other special little goodies, little Campbell soup Ford truck there, antique. So anyway, until we get that, then we'll be able to paint, and I will show all that when it's completed. So my kitchen, as I showed you, is on its way. It's almost done, and you know, there's been a lot of issues with supplies and stuff, and supply chains and stuff are really tough right now throughout the country. We all seem to be running into that kind of stuff. Just never know what's going to be available at the lumber yard from one day to the next sometimes. Some days they have cedar, some days they don't. Some days they have treated lumber, some days they don't. And I'm being told by my supplier that a shipment is coming from Biloxi. Actually, it was supposed to be in yesterday, and they're going to go through it, and hopefully the remaining stuff to finish the crown on my cabinets will be in, and I'll be able to finish that up and paint. And you know, screaming and yelling at my suppliers and stuff like that and all that, just, you know, it just doesn't do any good to do that. It's kind of reminded of the children of Israel as they mulled around in the desert for 40 years. They screamed, they cried, they rebelled, they would reject, they would take for granted. God would keep supplying, and then they would take for granted again. And, you know, they spent 40 years going around basically in circles in the desert. But then finally, when they were following God and they quit their bitching and moaning and they accepted the way things were and trusted God to supply, they got to be there. They got to enter into the promised land.
And so I think I'm about to be there, about to enter the promised land of having my kitchen done. And when that is done, I will show you in another video the final pictures of all of that being done. So, anyway, I hope everyone is doing well out there. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel so you can see more of the things that I work on, carpentry, other building, automotive stuff, welding, all kinds of stuff, and hear a little bit more about my walk with God and the things that God shows me to share with all of y'all. And those of you that are believers out there, this is a way of helping to spread the word of God. And so I need more followers. So, follow me on Reverend Colonel and like and comment and all of that kind of stuff. So, anyway, may your soul stay clean and your boots dirty. This is the way. Reverend Colonel signing out.